Toronto numbers are in, and this is a month that you have been waiting for. It's been a long time since we've seen some numbers that have gone up, but I'm here to tell you, we finally have some numbers that are headed in the positive direction. If you want to chat Toronto real estate with me, feel free to text me at the number here on screen. We can have our own private discussion about what it is you're looking for in the real estate market. So today, what we're going to go through is the Toronto real estate breakdown. So the October release from Toronto Real Estate Board, and then I'm going to break down for you the statistics for the GTA. These are statistics that are all encompassing, of course, so they're going to take into consideration all different types of housing. But if you're looking for a more specific video, I may have that on my channel as well, or I can personally send you a video for your specific area. So let's get into the article breakdown here. So GTA Realtors release for October, November 6th, this is when we received it here. So the Greater Toronto Area home sales increased strongly year over year in October 2024. Over the same period, new listings were up, but by a lesser annual rate. The result was tighter market conditions compared to October 2023, and the average selling price was slightly up on an annual basis. So average selling price going up, great news. Keep in mind, we did get a 50 basis point reduction from the Bank of Canada just last week. While we're still early in the Bank of Canada's rate cutting cycle, it definitely does appear that an increasing number of buyers moved off the sidelines and back into the marketplace in October. The positive affordability picture brought about by lower borrowing costs and relatively flat home prices prompted this improvement in market activity, said Toronto Real Estate Board President Jennifer Pierce. GTA Realtors reported 6,658 home sales through the MLS board in October 24. That was 44% up compared to the sales of the prior year, not month, year, which were 4,600 in October of 2023. New listings entered into the MLS system amounted to 15,328 sales, and that is a 4.3% increase year over year. On a seasonally adjusted basis, October sales increased month over month compared to September. So we're seeing finally a growth in month over month, which we have not seen in quite some time. The MLS Home Price Index composite benchmark was down 3.3% year over year in October. The average selling price was up 1.1%, as already mentioned, compared to the prior year, and that brought the numbers to 1,135,000 on a seasonally adjusted basis. The average selling price edged up compared to September. Market conditions did tighten in October, but there's still a lot of inventory, and therefore choices for all you home buyers are still out there. So you're not going to see price growth rapidly increase here, but what you're going to see is some of this inventory get chopped up, and then what we're going to see once the inventory dwindles down is a more competitive market on both the buying and the selling side, where right now, as a buyer, you still have quite a bit of leverage. So policymakers can further improve the affordability by reducing taxes on home buyers. Trump supports the Conservative Party of Canada pledge to remove GST from the purchase of new homes sold under $1 million. And this is an encouraging step towards giving new home buyers the desperately needed relief. From the Conservative side of things, they've got a lot of policies that they want to change, and the Liberals haven't done themselves any favor with the housing market. Of course, election year is about a year away, and they're going to start to change things up on the Liberal side of things, maybe implement some new policies, come out with some new ideas to try and win back some votes. I hope anybody watching this understands that the Liberals have not done a great job with the country, and it is time for some change. But this isn't a politics channel. That's just my opinion. So we're going to see hopefully some changes coming on the real estate side of things. And given that the average price of a home is less affordable in some markets like the GTA and Vancouver, it's over $1 million, phasing out that rebate, unfortunately, to get into these new builds here. So even if you're buying a new build, once it surpasses $1 million, you do have to pay that GST, unfortunately. And hopefully, with some consideration, some of this can be adjusted here. So it's nice to hear that the market is up. What I want to do is give you guys a little bit of a breakdown here quickly on what we've seen through the 905 and the 416. So the chart is going to pop up somewhere on my side here. We're going to break down the types of housing, the average price, and how many sales actually happened in the last month. So 416 side of things, detached homes, there was 838 sales, as you can see here, averaging at a price of $1,778,000. On the 905 side of things, 2,300 transactions, which is a massive number compared to last month, and that average is $1,347,000. Semi-detached a little bit less transactions, 263 in the 416, averaging at 1.315, and then 349 averaging 952. So just getting under that $1 million threshold. Townhouse side of things, 224 in the 416. Townhouses are still peaking over $1 million at 1,032,000, and then 892,000 for a townhouse in the 905. That's going to be on 899 transactions. So a ton of transactions happened last month that were of the townhouse variety. And then look at the condos here. 416, 1,162 transactions happened last month, averaging 721,000. That's your average condo. 560 sales in the 905. There's obviously significantly less sales of condos in the 905 just based on sheer inventory alone. And that average there was 637,000. So these are all really, really good signs here. So what we're seeing is the detached side of things is actually up 1.2%. The semi-detached side up 0.7%. Townhouse side of things slightly down. And then the condo side of things is down about 2% year over year. So these numbers are pretty tight, almost a wash across the board. So not a huge gain, not a huge loss. This is pretty good considering we've seen so much fluctuation in the real estate market. I do like to see this balance here. Nobody's losing out a lot. Nobody's gaining a ton either, but it's good. You know, if you have a roof over your head, you're paying your mortgage, hopefully you're building up some equity by prepaying your mortgage faster by doing accelerated biweekly, which is my suggestion if you're not already doing it. And the other category I want to show you guys here is the year over year summary. So let's compare last year to this year, obviously just for the month of October. And this year we already talked about it, 6,658 sales this month compared to a 4,611 last year. That's a 44% increase in sales that actually happened. Good news, very good news. 44% increase means buyers are back out there. What are they buying? We'll have to see. Mostly condos is my guess because detached and semi were already being swallowed up, but finally maybe some of this condo inventory is getting chewed up just a little bit. We're up 4.3% in new listings. That brings us from 14,700 last year to 15,300 this year. The active listings were also up 25% from last year, which we know we're building up a lot of inventory. So there's 24,481 active listings in the whole Toronto Real Estate Board, 19,000 last year, same time. Average price, as you can see, we're about $12,000 up on the average price. Excuse me there. That's only a 1% increase. It's not massive, but if you own a house, you like to see it up regardless. Obviously, it's not as nice as it would be if you had $1 million in a stock market. You'd be looking for 5 to 10%, but this home is putting a roof over you and your family's head. Let's look at the days on market here. So we're still up significantly, 28 and 30% respectively for your days on market, either 43 or 27 based on last year's 33 or 21. But what we're going to do now is I am going to just take a look at a couple other numbers that I think are important here. So you'll look at them right here beside me, seasonally adjusted. So compared to last month, not year over year now, last month we had 5,607 sales happen across the GTA. This month, we saw that increase to 6,390 sales. You got to keep in mind, we have hit historical lows, so we're working our way back up. Hopefully we've hit the bottom, but it's a good sign when you see an increase here. It's not quite 1,000. It's about 800 deals that have gone more than the previous month, but it's really encouraging to see an increase, regardless of what it is, whether it's price, whether it's the amount of sales that are happening. You don't really want to see an increase in inventory anymore at this point, but it's nice to see a few things are actually moving. The other thing I want to show you guys is on my side here again, the price from last month's average to this month's average. Last month, the average was $1,118,000. Not bad. We have jumped up to $1,134,785. This is a nice increase here. So not only do we have the increase, we also have the increase in sales. So 800 sales additionally, and the average is going up. That is fantastic news if you own a home. It's nice to see the increases on these few things. Now, what does this mean for us going forward? So right now, filming this video, it's the 1st or 2nd week in November, whenever we got these statistics here. It might be the 7th or the 8th of November. I'd have to check my calendar to let you know the exact date. But Bank of Canada, the odds right now are that they are going to drop it another 50 basis points when we're talking about the overnight lending rate. That is really good news because it means we're going to get even closer to having a variable and a fixed rate that are almost side by side. Right now, if you're buying a home, you're likely qualifying with a fixed rate mortgage. And that being said, the variable is not something you're even considering because there's still too much of a gap for you to even qualify to get a variable rate mortgage. Once that variable rate gets flush with that fixed or really close, then you're going to have a real decision to make as a potential home buyer. You're going to say to yourself, well, do I take the variable, ride this wave all the way down, maybe go with a 3-year variable? Or do I think that we're going to have some bumpy roads ahead like we have seen and that the variable might shoot back up at some point in time? It's going to be a decision for a lot of people to make. I have been on the variable train this whole time and it's been painful. I'm not going to lie, but it's encouraging to see things coming down. It's nice. If you have a variable, your pocketbook is definitely much more appreciative of you right now than it has been in the past. But it's a decision that you'll have to make as a home buyer. If you need some guidance on that, we've got a list of mortgage professionals that can help you out. My advice is always here for you. If you want to text me at the number here on screen, you can always book an appointment in the description box down below. You can book it through my Calendly link. We can have a chat about what it is I can help you with in this market, whether you're looking to figure out a plan to save up some cash to buy your first home, or maybe you're looking to transition from that first house to that next house and figuring out that game plan, because there's a lot of strategy that comes into play and there are some hidden fees that you may not be aware of. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you're looking for another market update video, we are going to have a Brampton specific market update video in one of these top 2 corners popping up very soon. And in that video, I will get real specific, breaking down the different types of housing. If you're looking for a Mississauga market update video, that's going to be somewhere here as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.